Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today, foot archers with fun headdresses take on mounted archers with fun haircuts as the Viper, playing as the Mayans in yellow, prepares to take on MbL, playing as the Cumans in green. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, not a bad time for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Mayans are a civilization that pushes its players towards archer units. Their skirmishers can be upgraded to throw a second, albeit weaker, projectile, and their foot archers, except for skirmishers, do become progressively cheaper starting in Feudal, all the way up to 30% cheaper in Imperial. That discount, by the way, does help them mass their unique unit, the Plumed Archer. This is the fastest foot archer in the game, and one that comes with a small attack bonus against infantry, which, against the Cumans, maybe not something we're actually going to see. Now, to support your ranged units against the enemy, Mayan walls are 50% off, buy one, get one free, so archers can stay safe behind a lot of these, and your Eagle Warriors can be upgraded to get a massive 40 extra HP, capping out at 100 HP, which for an Eagle Warrior is just ridiculous. Now, to help produce and enlarge an army as possible, Mayan resources do last 15% longer, and they do start the game, if you noticed, with one extra villager, although 50 less food, which is why the Viper researched Loom immediately, starting the game housed with all 5 population space available. That extra villager, by the way, can be used to help you get up to Feudal a little bit faster than your opponent. Maybe start taking advantage of those cheaper archer units. Now, who might you want to send those archer units against? Oh, wait a second. What is happening here? The Viper is already on the other side of the map. What is he trying to do? Is he trying to lame? Is he trying to explore? Is he trying to accomplish something with his Eagle Scout? In any event, who he is seeing is MbL, playing as the Cumans in green, an incredibly fast civilization with a few ridiculously cool features in the game. To start with, all of their mounted units move progressively faster as the game goes on, all the way up to 15% faster in Imperial, which does help them better maneuver their unique unit, the Kipchak. This is a mounted archer unit that fires multiple arrows, although only the first one does full damage. Now, some Cuman mounted units, their scout line units, their step lancers, their cav archers can actually be upgraded to train in half the time. Now, if you want to put some fast early game pressure on your opponents, the Cumans are the only civilization in the game that can actually build a siege workshop in the Feudal Age, although you are limited to building rams only, or if you prefer to pressure with somewhat of a more mobile, bit more faster moving army, maybe some ranged or mounted units instead of siege. Well, Cuman archery ranges and stables both only cost 100 wood, so you can build more of them earlier on. Now, if you say, you know what, forget the military, what the heck is the Viper doing? No ostriches and zebra meat for you. MbL says, F it. I'm just going to go right across the map and see what's going on. Why are you doing this to me? If instead of military, you want to take a bit more of a peaceful approach, you want to play a little SimCity, build your settlement up and running, the Cumans also are the only civilization in the game that can actually build a second town center in the Feudal Age. Although remember that this does take time and resources and does pull a good number of villagers off the production line. And lastly, to protect their booming economy, their settlement, whatever it is you want to protect, whatever Cuman assets you want to protect, they don't actually get stone walls like the Goths, but unlike the Goths, their palisades do come with 33% more HP, and FYI, that also applies to their palisade gates. So a little bit of shenanigans already here. The Viper delaying MbL's animal push, but to be fair, without a scout on his side of the map, has delayed his own ostrich and zebra hunt. And so I'm not too sure what the point of that, what the intended goal was for our yellow Mayan. Maybe he wanted to steal some sheep. Maybe he wanted to lame some resources. Who knows? In any event, that was a little bit of fun nonsense. I believe MbL has seen where the Viper is. The Viper has seen where MbL is. So not a bad time for us to turn on the lights, remove the fog of war, put on our omnipresent or omnipotent caster viewer glasses that see everything that's happening on the map. And let's take a look at the map that we're working with today. MbL in the top right, the Viper rather bottom left. Lots and lots of hills, lots and lots of forests. So not exactly a very clean attack path between the two bases. The Viper already has 2 billy club wielding militiamen waiting to get their orders to move forward. Both players heading up to the Feudal Age. Our Cuman 2 villagers fewer. Let's see where the Mayan resources are. Primary goal to the front, primary stone to the back. both extra patches of gold off to the left side of the base. I don't think MbL has actually seen very much beyond that initial push and initial sighting of the house. Where is your additional stone? In the forward position, and not one, not two, but three forward forests for our Mayan, who also has a small forest at the bottom. So 4 forests, decently sized for, I'm thinking of, attempted laming. Maybe a tower could lame some lumberjacks here, but definitely not archers. This is a pretty small but thick, like a little tiny donut that is nice and nutritionally dense. Hard for an archer unit behind that forest to attack the lumberjack working it. Oh, goodness gracious. MbL is going for a second TC, and this is what I meant. You pull 8 villagers off of the production line. These are villagers that are not gathering resources at the moment, and so you do take a little bit of a setback initially, but then if left alone, basically you go bonkers with your economy having 2 town centers in the feudal age. Primary gold to the back, primary stone to the front. I see a little bit of extra gold off to the front, and I see a little bit of extra stone off to the side here, which is exactly where MbL decided to put his TC. And oh man, I mean, sometimes you gotta wonder if these players are just lucky. The fact that these men-at-arms are here and the Viper is gonna see villagers constructing something here, he's gonna chase the villagers and accidentally run into the TC and see. Oh my goodness. Is it luck? Is it skill? What the hell is it? I mean, 5 seconds ago, these men-at-arms were up here. They were militia. They were attacking. If they were still up here, the Viper would not have seen the second TC. He wouldn't know that MbL got a little bit greedy, to quote a lot of shit posters on Reddit. And he would have absolutely no idea that his opponent can now start roiding up his economy. Although, the Viper does have 6 army count to 1. MbL says, okay, I've seen enough. On my side of the map, let's actually go and see what's going on your side of the map. Where can I attack into? Where are your resources? Mill still up, although it is on fire with about 20% of its HP. But we're not the Gurjaras. We're not garrisoning anything inside of here. So total HP until it goes to 0, not super duper relevant. And MbL, mere minutes, mere seconds after constructing the second TC, is already ahead 4 villagers, but he is down 7 army count to 1. Will he catch the reinforcements? Even if he does, probably better for him not to, since that scout has 9 HP. House is down. Does our Cuman care? I love that he put the TC next to the stone pile, which means he can now start plopping down defensive towers to defend his settlement. Interesting that he didn't do it in the forward position. Funnily enough, as exposed as this stone is, had he put the TC here, the Viper wouldn't have discovered it with these men-at-arms. Isn't that funny how things just work out certain ways in Age of Empires? As the Viper is back to the top here, but MbL brings 2 villagers to repair, so they should be nice and safe for now. Will the ranged units get anything accomplished here is the real question. The Viper has 6 archers going up to 8, 3 men-at-arms, and the OG Eagle. What are you? You are the 2 reinforcing archers. Okay, now there's an archer here, by the way, so repairing the palisade is no longer an option, but a tower means the attack is no longer an option. And let's take a look, by the way, at the palisade. Instead of the usual 250, it comes with 33% more, so 333. Okay, Viper takes position here on the high ground behind MbL's base. The name of the game is flood your opponent with army. Although, again, if MbL can hold beyond Feudal Age, this army in Feudal is not that strong, which is why you see the Viper has gone up to a crazy quantity, 12-3. Make that 11-3 as MbL gets the first kill of the game. His skirmishers spear down, projectile down, whatever it is. An archer unit, he gets a second one, but loses the 2 skirmishers that he's got. His last remaining skirmisher is here. His one last remaining scout with that masterful amount of HP is still here. 2 kills apiece, but the better kills for MbL, of course. Skirmishers in exchange for gold costing archer units. But oh, he catches out a few villagers. What the hell were these guys doing? Were they taking lumber here in the very forward position? Interesting. First Vill kill of the game does go to our yellow Mayan, the Viper. Another house down. But you know what? Securing the stone, like I said, brilliant move out of MbL, because now he can just endlessly place towers. And the Viper unfortunately for him, has no other option but to go up to Castle Age. You are not going to destroy your enemy with a few Feudal Age archers with basically fletching and completely unupgraded infantry who look like they're lining up for a bit of a dance. But if you can get the castle, if you can upgrade, probably not the infantry, but if you can probably upgrade the good old crossbow bodkin combo, then you can start getting a little bit more damage done, because then you can wait outside of these green areas, these no-go zones, and try to pluck, oh my goodness, try to pluck villagers. For now, though, MbL is doing an amazing job. He's ahead 10 villagers. His resources are absolutely terrible if if your goal is to go up to Castle Age. But I don't think his goal is to go up to Castle Age anytime soon. I think his goal is to keep pumping out his economy. And there we go. Mill finally does bite the dust, but pretty lemon bushes with the blue butterflies still remain. And a few units falling here and there. The villager that we saw killed earlier. Oh, pardon me. This is another villager that was killed. My apologies. The Viper's actually gotten 2 vill kills for now. Is it a different villager? Oh my goodness, I apologize. What a professional caster I am. Well, there you go. MbL already has the 2 structures he needs to go up to Castle Age. You see an archery range and a blacksmith, but adding a market will allow him to maybe sell some of that stone, maybe buy some of the food, especially now that he knows his opponent is in the Castle Age. Okay, forget selling the stone, but he does have 530 gold. Also has the high ground here against what is for now still a Feudal Age archer force. So if he can pick off a few more archers, that's a fewer crossbowmen that he has to deal with, and that's exactly what happens. The Viper loses them right before they become crossbows. Tower goes up and shoos away the crossbowman. Will he get a kill? Ooh, that arrow falling a little bit short. The archer who, pulled the strings on the bow and arrow didn't exercise that day. And where the hell is the Viper going? He is literally in a Venn diagram between 2 towers. And MbL stopping the Viper from moving forward in the most Viper fashion possible, as he himself now clicks up to Castle Age. So here we go. The Viper has not been able to get the necessary damage done. He's going full economic upgrades at the moment, realizing that, hey, I'm probably down a good number of villagers, so I have an opportunity here to maybe Viking up my economy and at least compete with you based on upgrades. Another villager dead. Finally, that palisade does get deleted, even though it was so hotly contested before. And here we go. He's here with siege. 10 army count to 1, and the 1 is the still somehow alive OG scout. 10 crossbowmen, an eagle, and a mangonel walk into a bar. The Cuman says, get the hell out of my bar. I've got a tower here, and I'm 35 seconds away from Castle Age. What is the plan in Castle Age? The Cumans, just such a versatile civilization. Archery ranges, stables, siege workshop of his own, which, remember, still in feudal, can train a unit. Husbandry, pardon me, bloodlines. I was going to say, is that for melee or ranged mounted units? But the fact that he's getting scale barding armor suggests that he is going for melee. Okay, okay, there's another archery ray. Oh my goodness, stable. My brain. I wish I could edit some of these things out. Another villager dies. Now, the Viper is doing an amazing job just picking off random straggler villagers. If he didn't pick off that villager, MbL would have a 15 villager lead, which is a 30% bigger economy. But with that, he's only at about a 20% bigger economy, ignoring, of course, upgrades and such. The Viper himself going up to a second TC, fully on gold here. His base completely open. He is the one putting on the aggression. He doesn't care. Basic skirmishers are going to have a very hard time taking on even just regular crossbows, especially if those crossbows are on the high ground. MbL knows it. What's he going to do? Is he going to continue this fight? Probably shouldn't. Okay. And we're going step lancers. 2 out on the field, 2 more being trained. I wonder if at the end of the game, whoever wins or loses, if this scout's still going to survive. I'm going to keep my eye on that scout. I'm a-looking. Eagle pokes in. Eagle discovers that there are step lancers. MbL, by the way, where are the other 2? I'm looking at the minimap. They are heading this away. And remember, the Cumans, they don't need husbandry because right now in Castle Age, their units mounted move 10% faster anyway, and then 15% faster. Another villager in Imperial. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong, the fastest military unit in the game is an Imperial Age Cuman Scout, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm hoping we get to see... Oh no, he died. He's dead. Okay, well, there you go. Looks like MbL was about to get his first villager kill of the game, but not quite managing to clip. But the town center and the mangonel, that was an expensive... Holy moly, that was an expensive mangonel kill for the Viper. Step Lancers. Looks like the experienced duo there managed to get 2 kills. 3 more villagers lie dead. 4 more villagers lie dead. But here come the Steppies. Looks like they've engaged on the other side of the map as well. Okay, MbL doing a bit more damage to his own units than anything else over there. But the offensive mangonel has been killed, and now the Viper is mere seconds away from getting another one out. MbL, of course, with so long on stone, which it looks like has been depleted, plopping another tower. Looks like one of the 2 veterans has perished. Probably the TC that got it. No? Okay, we'll have seen whatever happened to that unit in picture. MbL is safe for now. He's ahead 14 villagers. He's down 16 army count to 3, which is not fantastic by any stretch of the imagination. But it's not terrible because the Viper really isn't pressing in at the moment. The question is, what will MbL do? Will he continue? Oh, that is so sour. High ground for the freaking win. If the Viper wasn't on the high ground there, that mangonel also would have died in a mutually assured destruction situation. Come on. 11 villager kills to 4. It looks like those Step Lancers on the other side of the world did manage to get Vil kills, and wow, MbL fortuitously, just like the Viper with his militia and men-at-arms, got a little lucky seeing the second TC. MbL getting a little lucky sending his Step Lancers this way, running into that mangonel and killing it by crossbowmen as well. Now pardon me. Step Lancer's not exactly the most heavily pierce armored units in the game. I believe just a base of 1 right now. Tower does get garrisoned, but another villager perishes to these crossbowmen. Oh, do not let your opponent take this big hill in the rear of your base, please. Okay, mangonel is being repaired, but the villager repairing it is immediately killed. So 2 more replacements pop up. Okay, now the Viper loses a low ground mangonel on the other side of the map. It looks like these Step Lancers are. Okay, they are dying to villagers. Okay. What an absolute fun game so far. The Viper is sending these small little clumps of units. MbL's villagers are kind of hanging around. Not too sure what to do. There's a lot of wood in the Cuman camp for somebody who is going Step Lancers. Step Lancers are very food intensive. If I'm not mistaken, 70 food they cost. Another villager dies trying to construct a tower. Will another one dies before it goes up? Drum roll. Nope, the Viper just says, you know what, I'm just gonna get the hell out of here. But these small clumps of units that he's sending all over the place, they're finding damage here and there. MbL's only ahead 7 villagers because the Viper's managed to kill 8 extra villagers over his opponent's kill count. MbL should be a lot further ahead when it comes to villager count. He should not be ahead only 5 villagers right now, but yet another clump gets killed as yet another clump moves forward. I don't know if this is all going to work out for the Viper, sending out these small little bands of crossbowmen. I mean, when you've only gotten 6 or 7 out on the field, 1 mangonel is enough to shoo it away, which means your opponent really only needs to field 1 military unit to counter 6 or 7 of yours, which is never a good situation for anybody. A lot more effective for the Cuman at the moment than for the Mayan, but okay, says the caster as 2 Step Lancers bite the dust. Okay, good splits from the Viper there. But again, the repairing, I mean, the shortest lifespan in the game is villagers that are repairing mangonels. Somehow the Viper is dodging mangonel shots while killing villagers while taking on Step Lancers here. Okay, the third villager, will she suffer the same fate as the first two? Nope, looks like the Viper is focusing right now on that MbL. And does lose yet another army group. But hey, you know what? Another small clump is still here. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. No, 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 not like this. Not again. Rinse and repeat. The Viper has killed 28 villagers to 9. Couple of step lancers to the back. 6 kills. How many of those are vills? Only 1. So MbL's killed a lot more military than the Viper. He's killed 64 military units. The Viper's only killed 25. That's more than double. But this is certainly one way to keep the Cuman back. Even though the Cuman right now is on 3 TCs, even though the Cuman built a second TC in Feudal, MbL is actually down 8 villagers now. Ouch. Down 9 villagers now. Oh no. The Viper's just gonna shove in. The Viper's just gonna shove in. This is absolutely one amazing way to deal with that Cuman economic advantage. That being said, they are now surrounded, but I'm not too sure what 4 step lancers are going to be able to do against this many crossbowmen. The answer is die, and if not dead, retreat. Tower managing to reach the house over here. But, ooh, okay, clips just 1. Another villager dead as well. Remember, we're in Castle Age, so the Mayan archer unit, known as the crossbow man. I never understand why they all have normal names except the berserker, who is just called a berserk. But in any event, these guys are now 20% cheaper. Not the greatest attack rounds there out of MbL, who finds himself now fighting 3 separate army groups. But the Viper's got to be careful as well. 2 more villager kills at the top. This is absolutely madness from the Viper. He is just gutting MbL's economy. MbL's down 15 villagers right now. Oh my god. Oh my god, even more. He's down 18, 17 villagers. Step lancers, what the hell are you doing? Why are you not defending your settlement? Why are you not attacking Mayan villagers? Go. And what's the medieval chevauché? All the Mayan villagers. Aggressive but not overly aggressive castle. Basically, aggressive but not overly aggressive is the Viper's theme song. As now finally these beautiful splits out of the step lancers, but maybe a little bit too much fancy footwork. Just close in on the units and kill them already. And there we go. In exchange for 1 step lancer, the remaining party of crossbowmen have perished. Army count 25 to 21. Villager count 105 to 89. 15 villager kill. Vills ahead is the Mayan, who, by the way, FYI, is now heading up to Imperial with his Vill and economy lead. And the step lancers are peeling off to the north. There's another group that have peeled off to the south. Another one is preparing an attack, but he has no clue, MbL, that there is a castle a-coming. Okay, 1 farming community gutted. Its people dispersed to the 4 corners of the wind. Some construction workers also coming under attack, so MbL has managed to get a few more villager kills. The Viper, 48 vill kills to 19. Okay, discovers the castle now as it pumps 1 of the step lancers, 2 of the step lancers full of arrows. And 3 mangonels are slowly wheeling their way across the map here. But the Viper is an Imperial in 8 seconds. MbL, he's spending all his food on step lancers. That's like 800, 900 food. Pardon me, that's like 1,000 food right now on step lancers. Okay, he's got to get damage done immediately. You do not want to face 45 freaking Mayan arbalesters. Pardon me, I'm coughing. Wow. Well, that game certainly took a turn that I didn't really expect. I thought the Viper failed to punish this second town center completely, and then he just started showing up. I thought it was not going to work to his benefit to send small clumps of crossbowmen all over the map, but he, of course, proves me wrong, proves why he is one of the GOATs of the game, and why I am just a lowly caster who doesn't really know what the hell he's talking about, because he has managed to get 48 vill kills to 28. Now, MbL did claw his way back up in terms of villager kills, but now he's going to lose the Mangonels. I mean, we've seen the Viper do this against Mysterio. I even made a short out of it. He just says, you know what? You got a minimum range of 3. Even if you were a Korean one with a minimum range of 1, these guys with swords, these ladies with swords, they're just going to close in on you and kill you. So this army unit is dead. This one is run face first into a whole bunch of crossbowmen, who I'm assuming any second now are going to get upgraded to arbalesters. Has failed to dislodge the Viper's forward position. Has seen that the Viper is thiefing his secondary gold. Meanwhile, MbL, for his part, not really taking relics, not really growing economically. He has finally reached a point where he has more villagers, but the Viper is training, feeding, birthing 16 villagers at a time. Wow, and MbL, look, he had the resources to go up to Imperial, but what was he doing instead? He was going 10 Step Lancers. That's 700 food and 400 gold in Step Lancers. So he could have gone up to Imperial. He could have maybe held a little bit. This was an odd choice to send these Mangonels. I think maybe he thought his Step Lancers would last a little bit longer and could provide maybe some coverage for these Mangonel units, but instead the Viper just says, you know what, hold my mead, or hold my beer, or hold my fermented whatever it is that Mayans used to drink in celebration of their military victories, because that is exactly what's happening. This one villager has already his sword out. This one is poking into the air. Be careful not to poke her eye out. But in any event, all silliness aside, what an absolute fun game. MbL, I thought, was so secure until the Viper just started picking off villagers. First it was 5, then it was 7, then it was 9, then it was 13, then it was 17, then it was 22, and ultimately 48 dead villagers. Now add the 20 dead villager lead that the Viper took away from MbL, and MbL would be sitting at 124 villagers right now. I guess that's not exactly. He'd be sitting at, pardon me, let's add 48 back. He'd be sitting at 152. The Viper would be sitting at 125. So he would be sitting at a bigger villager lead, although it probably would not have gone probably up to 150 something. But wow, the Viper punishing the Cuman, quote unquote, greedy second town center build, not with the military pushing and destroying buildings and destroying town centers and crippling stables and siege workshops, even though he did get that one forward siege workshop, I believe. But no, instead with small clumps of crossbowmen discounted at 20% and just sending them over and over and over again. 128 crossbowmen. MbL 132 kills to 96. So has killed over 100 military. The Viper killed less than 50, but ultimately it's the economic crippling which allowed the Mayan to reach Imperial Age first. And now that he's in Imperial Age, MbL was queuing up so many Step Lancers. He was expecting a big Castle Age battle. Instead, the Viper rushes up to Imperial, proves him wrong. And again, lately, the Viper's APM has just been Hera level. 21 minutes into the game, 35 minutes is MbL, but mostly crossbowmen. The Mangonels helped. The Mangonels for MbL helped a lot more, killing so many crossbowmen, but Step Lancers were a good, fun choice out of him. Let's take a look at the stats, dive into them economically. Wow, fairly similar. Very, very interesting. MbL with a big lead initially, and then the Viper catching up with all of those villager kills. Gold and wood to the Viper. There's your crossbow combo. Food, and not that much gold. Not so much your Step Lancers, but a lot of food and a decent amount of stone, just a little bit more than the Viper. 2 conversions, 11 raisings on the side of our Mayan. So I don't think that really played a role, the raisings and the conversions. I think it's hitting Imperial Age while absolutely running around for the last, what do we want to say, 15 minutes? Just crippling the economy, killing villagers again and again. And kudos to the Viper for not being afraid to lose 13, 14, 15 crossbowmen by sending them into the actual center and the guts of the base, to send them here to the rear of the base to contest Mangonels while he himself grew his economy almost unhindered right up until the end when MbL started sending more units. And wow, there's another band of crossbowmen that are blending in their shadows here. Oh, actually, there's more here in the top. Actually, 23 more crossbowmen. So yeah, MbL just unfortunately, even though he did get the second TC up, even though the Viper saw it immediately by a stroke of luck or a stroke of skill, or maybe a combination, a meeting, a nexus of the two. Ultimately, MbL's second TC doesn't really give him the economic advantage that he wants, because the Viper just takes an absolute crowbar to the knees of every single Cuman villager, to the point where MbL is just so far behind. Like I said, he could have gone up to Imperial. Not too sure why it's not showing the 700, 400 food and gold from the training of the Steppe Lancers. Right? That's 700, 400. Pretty basic calculation. Plus another 150 for the villagers. So 850 and then another 400. Easily could have clicked up to Imperial, but then what are you going to do? Your army here is about to die. This army is going to die. And then you're facing 39 Arbalesters discounted at 30%. And then you don't even want to think about Plumed Archers coming out of here. Not that I think Plumed Archers would have made an appearance, but instead a treble come out, and MbL just falls way too far behind. Viper hitting Imperial first helps him win this game, but mostly it is these crossbowmen that absolutely eviscerate the Cuman economy. And with that, like I said, crowbar to the knees, the Viper is victorious. But GG in a very fun game to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.